This guy was driving along a deserted highway when he spotted two dark shapes up ahead. Life didn't get much better for Jordan Kahana. The travel enthusiast had just embarked on a road trip of a lifetime and was losing himself on the open road. But just as he was switching off, he noticed two dark objects on the horizon. And while what he saw was enough to stop him in his tracks, little did he know that it would end up changing his life. Kahana had always loved dogs, and so in November 2016, he arranged to adopt a husky. Sadly, though, things didn't work out as Kahana had to pull out of the arrangement at the last minute. But for some reason, the digital media expert couldn't seem to get canines off his mind. And in the meantime, Kahana learned that his office was closing for the entire period between Christmas and New Year. Excited by the huge chunk of free time, he got to work planning a road trip. His inspiring route would take him from Los Angeles, California to the Grand Canyon in Arizona. At the beginning of 2016, moreover, Kahana had made a pact to venture out of Los Angeles at least once a month. The break from work, therefore, was a welcome excuse to get out of town. And over the course of a year, he'd already visited a number of beauty spots across the country, as well as having traveled to Central and South America. So that December, Kahana embarked on another big journey. The road trip went mostly as planned, and soon he was enjoying the secluded, open roads of Arizona. But when Kahana was in what he described as the middle of nowhere, something completely astonishing happened. Kahana had been taking in the stunning scenery and singing along to the radio in his car. It's fair to say he was taking things easy, and the beautiful surroundings no doubt helped him relax. But then, out of the blue, two black dots appeared in the road in front of him. There, smack bang in the highway, were two tiny puppies. The black furballs seemed to have popped up out of nowhere and forced Kahana to violently swerve his car. And feeling unable to simply drive by, the dog lover decided to pull over and check that the animals were okay. As he stepped out of the car, meanwhile, Kahana grabbed his camera and started filming. "You'll not believe what I just found in the middle of the road," he said in the footage. And with that, he began to chase the two little puppies, both of whom were thankfully unscathed. As he got closer to the canines, Kahana began to talk to them. "Look at these guys," he said. "Look at you. What's your deal? Who are you guys?" he wondered out loud. He continued to follow the babies, who were clearly wary of the stranger. Eventually, though, Kahana managed to catch up with the adorable dogs and scoop them up in his arms. He estimated that the pups were about 8 weeks old. Still, he had no idea how they'd come to be in the middle of the highway. Finally, Kahana then bundled the cuties into his car and drove straight to the Page Animal Hospital. There, vets told him that his new four-legged friends were part border collies. They then dewormed the tiny animals and gave them their first injections. However, there was still no clue about where the pooches had come from. And with no obvious place to take them, apart from a shelter, Kahana decided he couldn't let them go. It seemed like fate had decided to make him a dog owner after all. But although he was now responsible for two tiny lives, Kahana wasn't going to cut his road trip short. Instead, he called himself and the dynamic duo the Adventure Squad. And as a result, the puppies joined him on a whirlwind trip of some of America's finest nature parks. When their adventures came to an end, meanwhile, the dogs finally found a home in Kahana's Los Angeles abode. He named the female and male pups Sedona and Hermes, respectively. And just through taking a look at Kahana's Instagram, it's clear to see he dotes on the little balls of fluff. In addition, some of Kahana's friends couldn't resist pointing out the amazing coincidence that brought him together with the dogs. "You've been wanting a new pup so bad that the universe literally dropped two adorable pups in the middle of nowhere for you to find. I call that a divine wink," one acquaintance wrote on Instagram. However, others simply couldn't believe it was true. And as a consequence, Kahana found himself inundated with questions about his pets and their unlikely meeting. "I can't believe you just found puppies in the desert," read one comment on his Instagram page. "I want that to happen to me." So to settle the speculation surrounding the puppy's rescue, Kahana took to YouTube. Using his filming and editing skills, he made a video documenting his incredible road trip from beginning to end. With the footage, he hoped to fully tell the story once and for all. And after just 5 days of it going live, over 17,000 people had viewed Kahana's heartwarming video. He's also received a number of kind comments from strangers. "They were meant to be with you. I hope you'll post more of your adventures with them," read one comment on the YouTube page. "These puppies were smart," another viewer added below the inspirational video. "They knew there was a lonely guy with a good heart all alone on the road. Just the guy they wanted, so they ambushed you." Now not only does Kahana have cherished memories of his road trip, but he also has 2 living, breathing reminders of his adventures. Even better, no matter where he goes, he has 2 buddies at his side. And while his love of traveling may have been sparked by his desire to find himself, little did he know that he'd find 2 best friends along the way. Please don't forget to share this video with your friends below.